like circuses? Do you like circuses? Do you like circuses? Do you like circuses? Do you like circuses?
What are we talking about?
Circuses.
Yes, I like circuses too. And what a circus we're in now with James Bond. As we troll through that magnificent Eon back catalogue, and sometimes a non-Eon back catalogue, looking at all the James Bond films. So, the other fella, George Lazenby, has gone after his one film tenure. So Eon are yet again looking for a new James Bond. Goldfinger was really successful. It's in America. Why don't we get a new James Bond? It's rumoured they were looking for Roger Moore, but Roger was too busy having loads of fun in the south of France filming The Persuaders. So Eon had the bright idea, let's get an American Bond. And they were looking at Burt Reynolds. Now, I love a good old Burt Reynolds film, especially the Hal Needham ones, Smoking the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Hooper. Real fun films, and Burt Reynolds is an iconic figure of US cinema. And I just love that laugh as well. So yes, an American Bond. I laughed too. In the end, they went with an actor called John Gavin. However, David Picker from United Artists stood in and said, you know what, Harry, Cubby? Bond needs to be British. They actually paid John Gavin up. They paid his contract, and, you know, that was pretty fair of them. So who do we get? Shall we get Sean? Shall we ask Sean Connery? Shall we ask him back? You know what? Sean Connery said, yes, I'll come back for one film. And they paid him something like $2 million. Now, Connery's got a bit of a reputation of liking money. However, he donated his full fee to a Scottish educational charity that had been set up, and had a deal that United Artists had funded 2 films away from Bond. He actually only did one, which was Sidney Lumet's rather grim The Offence. Good film.
No wig, no wig.
Anyway, Connery's back. Peter R. Hunt wasn't available, who directed On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So we wanted an American Bond, but we're going with Connery. Let's set this one in America, and let's get the director who directed Goldfinger, which was probably the most American Bond to date, Guy Hamilton. How can this fail? How can this film fail? Well, it's a real mixed bag. Diamonds Are Forever is so mixed, it's unbelievable. It starts off relatively, apart from the weird pre-title sequence, it starts off relatively near the book. Diamonds being smuggled from a mine via the workers, smuggling them, Tiffany case, gangsters. Then it just goes way off on some big space laser tangent. It really does. It's an odd film, is this. I'm glad Connery come back for one more Eon, because we all remember how fed up he looked in You Only Live Twice, and he seems to be having quite a lot of fun making this film. I believe they had huge amounts of fun, golf, casinos. It was quite a party atmosphere on set. What surprises me is, now I'm no one to talk about prime physical fitness. You know, I'm not in any way in good shape. How old Connery looked. He was only 41. How much he'd aged, and I don't think he'd trained hard enough for this film. A little bit portly.
Connery wants best of both worlds, Connery. She's wigging the rock. It's amazing.
But his performance is good, and he's back on form after, you know, what I thought was a rather flat performance on Her Majesty's Secret Service. There's been a lot on TV over the years. I first bought it on this pan and scan version. It's alright. You know, it's got all the Connery covers inside. 30 Years of Bond. For some reason I must not be able to afford it in widescreen. It's not a bad transfer. What made me laugh is when the widescreen version come out, people going, oh my god, you can see them fitting rockets on an orange Aston Martin in the corner of Q's lab, and how this really said to me how much the picture is limited in pan and scan. Anyway, that's a perfectly good transfer. Got that as a DVD upgrade. It's an American one. As usual, quite nice. MGM release. With the book. So that's an NTSC import. So, the film, it's a bit of a mess. Connery's fine in it. Charles Gray's Blofeld, and I don't think he's that bad as Blofeld, apart from when he dresses up as a woman. In the 70s, there was a British comedian called Dick Emery, and he had a character, I think it was called Mandy. Was Mandy Blofeld?
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
There's some odd dialogue in this film. Tom Mankiewicz, it's his Bond debut as a writer, and they try and Americanise some of it. I don't think it works. Why the gangsters try and kill Connery by putting him in an underground pipe. And it's just odd. Jill St. John's Tiffany Case, I find her a bit annoying in this film. I really do. She is full of sass. All right, Charlie. Yeah, just listen to this.
Keep leading on that tutor, Charlie, and you're gonna get a shot in the mouth. Blow up your pants.
As always with our Bond films, we rank them and rate them in this series of videos. So the mission, the story, I give 3 00s out of 7. It's a bit of a flat, flabby, meandering story that seems to shoehorn a space laser into it. With diamonds, yeah. The spectacle, the effects, I give 2. I think it's a real bad-looking Bond film, is this. The effects, they must have spent the money on Connery's salary, or on his fee, because some of the effects are awful. The space laser is a camera flash, believe it or not. My dad used to have one of these camera flashes. I thought, that really looks like From Down to Forever. And surely it can't be. Well, it was. And the laser effects are awful. It's really awful. It's a slightly cheap looking Bond film, is this as well.
It's in essence a sophisticated heat beam which we called a laser.
It's not a good looking film. It really isn't. It is the last Panavision film for a couple films. They changed the film ratio for Live and Let Die and The Man with the Golden Gun. Yeah, not the most visually attractive Bond film. And the music, I give 5 00s out of 7. It's a solid John Barry score with a banger of a theme tune from Shirley Bassey, but it just somehow is a little bit meandering along the way. In terms of what is more visually pleasing are the DVD menus of the DVD I've shown you. Let's have a look at those.
Welcome to Diamonds Are Forever Special Edition DVD. Please activate your navigation system now.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Is there something we can do for you?
Well, that's a neat trick.
Activate defenses.
So yeah, it is a bit of a weird film. The Excellent Spy Hards podcast revealed that the part where Zora changes into a gorilla. That was actually a real circus act, and they just filmed it and put it in the film. And it seems to have a lot of just odd scenes. The moon buggy, when he's on the fake surface of the moon. Odd. It just seems loads of things just thrown in. Bambi and Thumper. Odd. The first half of the film is a lot better than the second half. And the second half, it just completely, in my opinion, loses the plot. You know, Q cheating at the one-armed bandit. Why? Wouldn't you know? In casinos, they're watching you like a hawk. Surely they realise that some old guy is having a payout on every single one-armed bandit fruit machine, whatever you want to call them. It's just a strange film. And there's the classic howler with the car going in one way. And coming out the other way, that they fix in a rather sloppy effect shot. It's just odd. It really is a strange Bond film. It's not unenjoyable. It's just, yeah. Now, it was reclassified from a PG to a 12 for home video. And I had some trouble with it in 2022 when it was released at the cinema. I did a video about it. I'll put a link to that video in this one. And my local cinema classified it wrong as a 12 instead of a 12A, when in fact it was still, for cinema release, an A release. Anyway, I'll look at the video, I'll put a link to it. The British Board of Film Classification were quite helpful, to be honest. So we didn't go and we watched it at home on Blu-ray. So it is a bit of a mixed bag. Willard White, the character, that was put in because Cubby Broccoli had a dream about Howard Hughes. So he made up Howard Hughes was the reclusive film director and aviation pioneer. Very good film with Leonardo DiCaprio about him, by the way. He had a dream. Cubby had a dream. So they made up with the character Willard White based on Cubby's dream. Right, and Jimmy Dean, the country and western sausage magnate, played him. Yeah, it just seems all rather shoehorned together. They got quite a lot of privileges in Las Vegas, however, because of Howard Hughes pulled a few strings with local authorities, and that's why they're allowed to film car chases down the Vegas Strip. The two henchmen in this film, Mr. Kidd and Mr. Wint, played by Bruce Glover and Putty Smith, are an odd one. Putty Smith wasn't an actor, he was a jazz musician, and Bruce Glover was an actor, a quirky actor, Crispin Glover's dad from Back to the Future. The fact that they're gay, I really don't know. It's some people have a little bit of a problem because they're really creepy, and is that linked to the sexuality? I don't know. I think the way they get dispatched at the end's really crap. I think it's awful when Bond kills them on the cruise line. I think that's really bad. I think they're underused. I don't think they're very good. Mark Lawrence, however, plays a gangster. Now, I would like to think he's the same character who is in the pre-title sequence for The Man with the Golden Gun. Another gangster, same actor. Probably same character. I like to think they're the same chap. And Sid Haig from House of a Thousand Corpses, a very young Sid Haig features in this. Desmond Llewellyn, yeah, as I said, it's Q, doesn't have much to do. M just seems a bit fed up. A nice little quip though, that Bond has been away.
The least we can expect from you now is a little plain, solid work.
A little nod that Connery didn't make on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I think is quite a nice little in-joke. Miss Moneypenny gets out of the office and for some reason becomes a British Customs official. Right, I think it was an excuse to shoehorn good old Lois Maxwell into the film, and she looks great in her Majesty's Customs and Excise uniform, border force, as I think they call now. Good points. The fight in the lift with Peter Franks is particularly good and brutal, and has a lot of suspense in it. And the rest of it is just a bit of a mixed bag. The moon buggy, the moon buggy. Well, the most useless security guards chasing Bond in this moon buggy that's got its arms flapping away. Ridiculous. It is one of the more silly, ridiculous Bond films. The plastic surgery bit, I know there's something about mud in the book, but I think he's stretching a link to the book a little bit too far here. And which Blofeld's which, to be honest, I'm past caring by then. It's enjoyable, roustabout, knockabout fun, but it's pretty low down my not let's say not at the top of my list of Bond films. It's watchable enough, but I think yeah, a bit of a mess. So Connery never said never, and didn't return for another 12 years in Never Say Never Again, which we will get onto in due course. So the next sees yet another Bond, the third film in a row that changes Bond. Roger Moore, Live and Let Die. Would Roger Moore last playing Bond in the cinema? Who knows? Thanks for watching. If you've liked this, please subscribe to our channel. We are working our way through the Bond films as well as doing other media reviews, looking at my archive stuff. I tend, if I go to the cinema or a show or anything, concert, I will review it. So yeah, I'd love to hear your comments. Even the ones calling me all sorts of names. If you disagree with me, fine. But any comments that are unpleasant will be deleted because it's my channel. If you're a YouTuber and you're getting some unpleasant comments, just delete them. Your channel, your choice. Anyway, let's not end on a sour note. So there you go, 1971's kind of oddity. Diamonds Are Forever. It does set Bond up for the 70s. A huge difference between You Only Live Twice and Her Majesty's Secret Service, and an even bigger difference from Her Majesty's Secret Service to Diamonds Are Forever. But just think what would it have been like with Burt Reynolds as James Bond. Thanks for watching. See you soon.